July 2nd. Who knows best? Others do not know what's best for us. We do not know what's best for others. It is our job to determine what's best for ourselves. I know what you need. I know what you should do. Now listen, this is what I think you should be working on right now. These are audacious statements, beliefs that take us away from how we operate on a spiritual plane of life. Each of us is given the ability to be able to discern and detect our own path on a daily basis. This is not always easy. We may have to struggle to reach that quiet, still place. Giving advice, making decisions for others, mapping out their strategy is not our job, nor is it their job to direct us. Even if we have a clean contract with someone to help us, such as a sponsorship relationship, we cannot trust that others always know what is best for us. We are responsible for listening to the information that comes to us. We are responsible for asking for guidance and direction. But it is our responsibility to sift and sort through information and then listen to ourselves about what is best for us. Nobody can know that but ourselves. A great gift we can give to others is to be able to trust in them, that they have their own source of guidance and wisdom, that they have the ability to discern what is best for them and the right to find that path by making mistakes and learning. To trust ourselves to be able to discover, through that same imperfect process of struggle, trial, and error, is a great gift we can give ourselves. Today, I will remember that we are each given the gift of being able to discover what is best for ourselves. God, help me trust that gift. I'm Herb the Addictaholic. This is the language of letting go. I used to spend a lot of time, with cousins. I have a bunch of cousins, siblings, family members, friends. And I would spend a lot of time like, hey, you know what you should do? You can get a job doing this, and it would be this much money, and you would be able to do these type of things. You're really good at this. I think you can do that, and you should probably, dude, if you just, and my sister, she's super smart. She used to write poetry that would blow my current poetry out of the water, and this was like when she was in elementary school. And so you should be a writer, you should write poetry, you should go to school for literature degree and blah, blah, blah. And you should. And really I think that pushed her away from it in some ways, maybe put pressure on her that she didn't need, or maybe she felt that expectations were too high, whatever it was, it worked contrary, because with all the pushing that I did, she did none of that, and I feel partly responsible. But again, I shouldn't. It's her path, and it's her decisions, and she would do whether or not, I was there to push her in a certain direction. But I've learned not to do that, and I'm learning not to do that with my children. I let them make their decisions on what they want to do. I make suggestions. Hey, I think you would be good at this if you wanted to, but if you don't, it's cool. And I leave it at that. And if they decide to do it, great. If they don't, great. That's up to them. I can't force them into any particular, I could, but where would they be? Where would I be? Where would our relationship be if I was forcing them to do stuff that they weren't really interested in, and that's with my kids. So luckily I've gone through that process, and I've learned within this program that it's probably not the best route to take with people and directing them in all the things that they should do. And I do notice certain attributes in people, certain skills, gifts, and I'm like, hey, you're really good at that. You might want to consider maybe doing that. It could be fun. It could be beneficial for you. But if you don't, no biggie. It's your life, your choice, your path, and I have to make that disclaimer and put it out there that, I'm not going to judge you if you don't, and who am I anyway? But I really recognize that you have a skill set here that would probably, do you really well. Because sometimes people don't know that there's even an opportunity within their skill set to go do something in life that might make them super happy, So really, my intention is to shed light versus direct their life, and it's a fine line, very fine line. So I'm very careful about my approaches these days and my suggestions, and I try to make them very light and breezy, and because I don't want to force somebody away from maybe an opportunity that they might have in the future, and that's a tough one, so I make less suggestions these days just because it's not my place. But I feel like inside I'm screaming like, you should do this, and I have to bottle it up and like, wow, they're really good at that. Man, I wish they would just go draw for, go take some art classes, like, oh, but it's their path, not mine. And maybe I should try to focus on what my skill sets are that I should be benefiting from in my life. Thank you guys for coming out. I hope to see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.